Now for objective 2, if you remember your Math 130, this was talked about in Math 130 objective 5, okay? So for objective 2 of Math 131, we're going to be looking at solving linear equations of the form x plus a equals b and ax equals b, okay? So for part 1, we're going to look at the first form. We're going to look at the x plus a equals b. So we're going to knock out these five examples, okay? So for this first one, we have x plus 6 equals 13. Y'all already know how to do this. Y'all are great at this, okay? We're going to subtract 6 on both sides because we want to do the opposite of that operation to get rid of it, right? So that's going to leave us with x on the left side, and on the right side, we got 13 minus 6, which is 7. Okay? Easy peasy. For number 2, we have n minus 9 equals negative 3. Y'all know what to do. Since we have a negative 9, we're going to add 9 to both sides to get rid of it, or cancel it out, or move it to the other side. Whatever your understanding is, that's getting you to the correct answer, okay? So that's going to have an n on the left side, and on the right side, we have negative 3 plus 9, which is going to be positive 6, okay? For number 3, we have negative 8 equals r plus 5, all right? Some of y'all going to want to move this negative 8, but the negative 8 is not what needs to be moved. What needs to be moved is this positive 5. Remember who the star of the show is. We're trying to get this r by itself. So we need to subtract 5 from both sides, okay? Now, when we do this, of course, this one is going to go away. And if you say this is negative 13 equals r, that is technically not wrong, but I want you to rewrite it like this, okay? Let's get in the habit of writing our solution like this with the variable first, okay? So this is going to be r equals negative 13. Let's look at number 4. We have 7y plus 8 minus 6y equals 2. Now, this one we got to do a little work, okay? If you took me for 130, you know you can't just be moving stuff around the equal sign until both sides are simplified. So on this left side, we need to simplify a little bit. So this 7y minus 6y, we can simplify that to just be y, okay? Then we bring the plus 8 equals 2 down. Now, both sides are simplified. We can go in and subtract 8 from both sides, and we get y equals negative 6, okay? So sometimes, and be ready for it, you're going to have to do some simplifying before you start moving things or canceling things out. Now let's look at number 5. Number 5 is going to kind of segue us into the next part. So think about the star of the show, which is the x. We want to get everything away from the x so that the x can just be center stage and do what they need to do. So this 10 is positive, and we know it's positive because it's not a negative sign in front of it. So to do the opposite of a positive 10, we're going to do a negative 10, okay? We're going to bring down the 4x, and negative 2 minus 10, or negative 2 plus negative 10, is going to be negative 12. Now from here, this is going to take us into our second part, the ax equals b. What we need to do is divide both sides by 4. Why divide? because the 4 is being multiplied with the x. So the opposite of multiplication is going to be division. And we know that 4 over 4 is going to be 1, okay? So that's going to leave us with that x by itself, which is what we wanted. Over here, we have negative 12 divided by 4, which is going to give us negative 3, okay? So let's move on to part 2. Which is more of that AX equals B, okay? So right from the jump, number 1, we have 4M equals 28. Y'all got this. We're going to divide both sides by 4. M is going to be 7, okay? Number 2, we got negative 9y equals 18. The negative 9 is being multiplied by the y, so we're going to divide both sides by negative 9. That's going to leave us with y. And 18 divided by negative 9 is going to be negative 2. Again, y'all got this, okay? Now, number 3. We have negative 5 equals negative 8y. Again, y is the star of the show. So we want to move this negative 8, okay? Now, if that fraction does not simplify perfectly, that's okay. When we had the 48 over 4, that simplified perfectly to 7. The 18 over negative 9 simplified perfectly to negative 2. But what we can do, and again, we're going to write that variable first, negative 5 over negative 8, we want it in its simplest form, okay? So for us, that will be a negative, and a negative is going to make it positive. And 8 and 5 is nothing that will divide into both of those. So 5/8 will be the simplest form for this one. And that's okay, okay? It does not have to, fully simplify to be a whole number, all right? Now, number 4. We got negative 8 equals 6, okay? Remember, it's not solved unless it say 8 equals something, okay? So what is in front of this 8? A negative sign. That means we need to remove that negative sign by either multiplying or dividing by a negative 1, okay? So we're going to divide by a negative 1, which is going to get rid of that. So we're just going to be left with A. Now, what is 6 divided by negative 1, okay? It's going to be negative 6, okay? So A equals negative 6, all right? So if we have a negative 1 in front of that variable, remember, it's like negative 1A, okay? Although we just write it as negative A, it's like a negative 1A, so we need to divide both sides by negative 1. All right, let's look at number 5, and we almost done, y'all, okay? So for number 5, we have y over 8 equals negative 3. Now, previously, we had that number being multiplied by the variable. Here, the number is being divided by the variable, so the opposite of division in this situation will be to multiply, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this, and then I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides, okay? Again, 8 over 8 is going to be 1, so we're left with y, which is what we wanted. And on this side, we have negative 3 times 8, which is going to be negative 24, okay? Easy peasy, all right? Now for number 6, I'm going to show you how to do this one 2 different ways, because your understanding and your perspective it can be different, okay? So first we're going to do number 6 the way we just did number 5, okay? Let's say, first of all, this is 3 over 4a equals 6. So let's say you want to multiply by 4 on both sides. You can definitely do that, okay? All right. So if we multiply by 4 on both sides, the 4 over 4 is going to be 1. And we're going to be left with 3a. On the right side, we have 4 times 6, which is going to be 24, okay? From here, we will have a problem like 1, 2, and 3, okay? Where we're just going to divide both sides by 3 to get a equals 8, okay? Another option, the way some of you may see this, you will want to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, okay? The reciprocal means we're going to flip this fraction. So the 3 over 4 is now going to be 4 over 3. We're going to take that 4 over 3 and multiply it by both sides, okay? Now, when we do this, the 4 over 4 is going to be 1, and the 3 over 3 is going to be 1. So we're going to be left with 8, which is ultimately what we want, right? So you can either do it in 2 steps or you can do it in 1 step, okay? If you don't quite understand how 4 over 4 is 1 and 3 over 3 is 1, you can do the multiplication and get 12 over 12, which is 1, okay? So you can multiply the 4 times the 3 and the 3 times the 4 to get 12 over 12. Now, on the right side, we have 4 over 3 equals 6. You can do the 4 times the 6 to get 24 over 3. And then 24 over 3, of course, is 8. Okay? Some of you will know that the 3, you'll probably cross the 3 out and put a 1. Cross the 6 out, put a 2, and do 4 times 2 to get 8, okay? Either way, I want you to show me how you do it, okay? It's important that you are showing me how you do it so I can know that you understand it either this way or this way, okay? So that completes objective 2, okay? Make sure you have the correct heading, all 5 parts of the heading on the top left or top right of each page of the notes, and submit those into Canvas to be graded. All right. Hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. Make sure that you put your name and section into the comments so that I can know that you watched the video. All right. Have an awesome rest of your day.